Over the weekend, at least 2 people were arrested in Britain for publicly criticizing the monarchy. The activist Simon Hill said he was arrested in Oxford after yelling out, quote, "Who elected him?" during a ceremony honoring King Charles III. For more on British colonial violence and its legacy, we're joined by 2 guests. Caroline Elkins is professor of African and African American history at Harvard University. Her most recent book is titled Legacy of Violence, A History of the British Empire. She was awarded the 2006 Pulitzer Prize for General Nonfiction for her first book, Imperial Reckoning, The Untold Story of Britain's Gulag in Kenya. Her research into Britain's brutal suppression of the Mau Mau movement in Kenya in the 50s resulted in a court case and helped lead to the awarding of reparations to more than 5,200 surviving Kenyans who were subjected to systematic torture and abuse under British rule. Also with us, Mukamawa Ngugi, Associate Professor of Literatures in English at Cornell University. His most recent book is titled Unbury Our Dead with Song. He's the co-founder of the Safo Cornell Kiswahili Prize for African Writing. In 2020, he was part of the initiative at Cornell to change the department's name from Department of English to Literatures in English. He's the son of the world-renowned Kenyan author Ngugi wa Thiong'o. After Queen Elizabeth died, our guest wrote, "My uncle was deaf. He was asked by British soldiers to stop. Of course, he did not hear them. They shot him dead."
Once again, this is the moment. Blessed love to each and every one. Give thanks for your presence. We glorify the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. I welcome you again to a live edition talking about front and center, the tiger's nest in full effect. And of course, the Honorable Priest Isaac here with you. Such a wonderful evening, a wonderful Monday evening, touching the international community. You're in tune to Radio Anu. This is Radio Anu International, broadcasting out of the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. I'm talking about internationally, but at the moment based in Wadadli, talking about modern Anu. We're talking about Antigua from the nation of Antigua and Barbuda. We're talking about just touching the international world universally at this time. So we're thankful for your presence. This program is known as the Tiger's Nest. This is a program that comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at the hour of 7 o'clock. Once again on Radio Anu, the international flavor, the universal spice. And this is where we gather and take this thing to another level. We talk on many different subject areas, whatever it may be, whether it is a theology, astronomy, archaeology, anthropology, history, and all sorts of different levels, domestic affairs, and what is taking place in the earth, like we're going to do tonight, even still with a mystic level of theology to it, and an interpretation of scripture and anciency, and so many different things. That's where we are going right here in the Tiger's Nest. Wonderful. So yeah, I think everyone in the world knows what's going on. We did a program previous night on the YouTube as it relates to the Queen of England who recently died. I'm talking about Queen Elizabeth II, something that nobody is ignorant of. And of course, we showed whatever connection we had to show for the little time we had with Rastafari, with Emperor Haile Selassie I, and we showed a few other vibrations and the mystics and exactly what was taking place in the heavens as Jupiter, the king of the planets, Jupiter, the king of the planets, and the moon, the feminine energy amongst us around planet Earth, was rising the exact same time. At that moment, they were aligned with each other. And not just that they were aligned, they were rising over the eastern horizon. As I said previous night, when they went a few degrees up, they would have come out of alignment because the moon is moving at a faster pace, and they were not in alignment a few degrees prior to the rising of the moon with Jupiter. Yeah, mystic. So the science is and at the rising, and that is the time that the Queen of England passed on. So there's science to see there, and of course the whole aspect of the Saturn in the horn of Capricorn, the unicorn, and Uranus in the ram. And the same time Uranus was rising, the Seven Sisters was rising. And remember, the Seven Sisters is the tip of one of the horns in the bulls, the bull constellation Taurus. So at the death of the Queen of England, these three zodiac belt constellations stood out. And these are constellations with horns, and their horns were on display. Huh? What are you talking about? As I showed you previous night on the YouTube, you understand that Saturn was right at the horn, on the horn of Capricorn. Right, good. And you know the ram, which represents Amun-Ra, of course, with the ram, definitely a ram, not no lamb, you know, a ram would definitely have horns. And Uranus is in the ram. And at the same time, when Uranus was rising, you saw it for yourself. You saw the Seven Sisters, the Pleiades, which is the tip of one of the horns of the bull, Taurus. So all three, you know, horned animals, the bull and the ram and the unicorn, plus the mystic is around their horns. That's the vibes. It's not just that it's horned animals involved, but their horns are on display during the event as the moon rises with Jupiter, you know? Yeah, man, any way you put it, the heavens declare the glory. But anyway, that was previous night. We're going to come a little more down to earth, if you want to call it that, this evening. And I want to highlight the prophecy in the book of Revelations directly dealing with, you know, the personnel that we are speaking of, Revelation 17. So you can definitely get your scriptures in hand, plus several other things that we want to touch upon this evening. We're going to spend some time. You heard at the beginning there, just an introduction, a clip coming from Democracy Now! Democracy Now! Whatever it is there. And of course, you know, so Democracy Now! Obviously, this is a very recent program that we are borrowing from them, all courtesy of them. But it will be speaking of the dismantling of the Commonwealth and, of course, the brutal history of this so-called British Empire thing that definitely is in the news today. So that will be something also that we'll be touching upon. So many things here
The
tonight.
British royal family has always been an object of fascination, and of course, they've had a lot of scandals too. However, there are some royal family secrets that you might not have heard about.
Okay, wow. So listen, enough things that we're dealing with here right now tonight in the Tiger's Nest. Just make sure you stay tuned. And of course, for those who do not know, we are giving you a special offer right now. We are giving you an opportunity. It's more an opportunity. It's both an opportunity and it is still an offer, especially for those of you who are business-like in your thinking, who have an entrepreneur sort of mentality. So I'm making it very easy for you to make an extra $100 a week, $200 a week, $300 a week, $400 a week. Now, trust me, anyone that is shrewd when it comes to economics, even if you're making $5,000 a day and you heard of a way that you can make an extra $100 a week, you would at least want to hear what it's all about. You know, only someone who doesn't understand the value of to use the term, some of you may not like it really, but capitalize it, would hear that and say, oh, no, I'm okay, man. You know how much money I make every day? I ain't gonna waste no time with making no $100 a week. But yeah, that's up to you. You can make $200, $300, $400, $500 a week, depending on how you want to apply yourself to what I'm going to show to you. So you just have to wait and balance it and see if it's something that, yeah, man, I could do that on the side, whatever the case is. Because remember, multiple streams of income and passive income and all of that is the way to go right now. The one stream of income thing is dread, eh? The one stream of income stuff is dread. And people like to pin you down. That's our culture, you know, they pin you down. So what do you do? As if, you know what I mean? And people ask me that sometimes, I just say, wow, what to tell these people here? I mean, like, wow, what do I do? I mean, yo, the list is so long, from an author to a documentary maker. And remember, the 3rd of November, since I said documentary maker, the 3rd of November. As I said, Honorable Prince Almasi already in the studio. I mean, we are already whipping it up. The 3rd of November, our fourth full-length video documentary. Look for it. Penny Mac. Yeah, the Lion of Judah. Pardon me, the conquering lion prevailed. But the same thing, you know, nothing different, but that's the real title, subtitle. The conquering lion has to prevail. A Penny Mac. You don't have to ask what it's about. The conquering, yeah, I know. There's a new documentary of the king coming out there, by the woman that did the Elmo stuff, and of course his beloved and blessed granddaughter. Yeah, but give thanks. We're looking forward to seeing that. Is it out yeah? Well, whenever we're looking forward to see it, you know, whatever the case is, we want to see it, and looking forward to bringing forward a Penny Mac to the family, you know. So yes, anyway, so looking forward to that as well. So many things on the table right here. So that's what we will be touching upon. As I was saying now before I went there, is that it is available, family, for you. What we are doing, of course, you know, you many of you that are listening, you're subscribers to the Tiger's Nest. Now, this is a program that comes to you every evening, but it's right here on the radio station. You know, so more than likely you're listening to this program on the radio station. I'm talking about radio, I know. But what it is now, we have created a subscription group, a subscription team, you know. So individuals would subscribe to the Tiger's Nest. So what it is, you pay a specific fee, which is $25 now for the newer subscribers, those who are our faithful ones, who have been there from a specific time, you know. But those coming in will be paying $25 per month for the subscription, and that entitles you to the Tiger's Nest program each and every evening. So after the program is done, what happens, you get a copy of the program via the inbox. You get it in your email, or via the email, you get it in your inbox, whatever the case is, every day. So let's just say you do not hear this program every night. Some of you just come in. Some of you just come in. And, wow, wonder what I missed. Man, I miss a lot, man. Enough vibes. Start the program with enough vibes. Yeah, because remember, this is a different program. This is not like the programs maybe we do on Facebook and YouTube. And this is a different environment too. You know, a radio show, a radio program. We began with some Lalabella teachings and different vibes. So this is how it's done. So it's something that you want to collect, whether you hear it every night or not. You want to collect it. So you become a subscriber. You pay $25 every month, and you get the program every night. That's it. A 6 months package is only $100. So you can be a 6 month subscriber, only $100. And then now you could be a yearly subscriber, and that's only $150. Just listen to that. And you get this program every day. Now, what I'm saying, family, if you can bring 4 subscribers every week to the Tiger's Nest, that earns you $100. Every subscriber you bring to the Tiger's Nest earns you $25, family. You hear what I'm saying? So if you can bring 4 subscribers, whether they're subscribing for the month, whether they're subscribing for the 6-month package, whether they're subscribing for the yearly package, once you can bring 4 subscribers, if you bring 1, you receive $25. If you bring 10, you receive $250. Yeah. Whatever the case is, that's what it is. You can bring 10. So what I'm saying now, many of you can do that. Many of you can do that because you have influence, you have an audience, you connect with people, you have a yearning and a drive to see this message reach far and wide. So I am positive that many of you, my wonderful beloved family, have the ability to put 4 of these subscriptions out every week. That's easy. You have 7 days. You can wake up in the morning and say, okay, who I attacking today? Yeah, not attack really, but that's how we talk when we do our thing. You have a whole email list. You have people on Facebook. You have some of you have YouTube channels. It's working. You're bringing in more revenue. $200 a week can help you pay some bills. Waiting. Come on, don't fool yourself. Just reality. When I say $200 United States currency, I'm speaking of, just for clarity. Yeah. So it's easy. Just connect with us. Don't go and do it on your own now. Connect with me and say, Priest, I want to come on board. I'm already a subscriber, or I'm not a subscriber, but I would like to get some people to subscribe, because let me tell you the truth, Priest. Your program really has touched me, and it has helped me change my life. Now, I'm not just making that up. People say that all the time. And to be honest, I believe I can, I can sell this, because I'm a salesman, I used to sell shoes. So I can sell this program here to at least 4 people a week, just as you say. And you see that $100 there, I can put that towards my child transportation, because every week I have to pay $100 to get my child back and forth to school and to music class and the swimming lesson. So that will be a perfect thing. And I can do it because I always on Facebook. I always on Instagram. I always posting this and posting that. So I can do it, Honorable Priest. So how you can help me now? Well, as I just showing you how you approach your customer, I can even send you a flyer or a poster, brochure, whatever it is that you can give out, so we can assist you at that level there as well. Demos of the program or samples of the program, I can say, that you can let people, like somebody who never heard of it would hear. We can let you, make sure when you send out your to your people in the email group, you make sure you put the link to the radio station so they can link in and listen to the Tiger's Nest. So even if they never become subscriber, they should know of the Tiger's Nest. It's not everyone that listens to the Tiger's Nest is going to subscribe to the Tiger's Nest, but the point is that they heard the Tiger's Nest. So yes, family, give thanks for that strength, and let us do it in the business spirit, yes, but in the spirit of spreading the word. In the spirit of spreading the word. You understand, family? So as I said, contact me first, and we can definitely put everything in order, and we will begin from there. That's how we're dealing with. I know some people, well, anyway, I don't have to say that, because when it comes to the Tiger's Nest, this is not the audience. Maybe if we were, this is not the audience at all. Give thanks for your love, family. So in a moment, we're going deep into this reasoning here this evening. Yeah, man. Hey, we're just beginning. This is our time. This is our time. I'm talking about radio annual time, international time. Yeah, Rastafari time. Chalice time. Yeah.
Ancient Aya Congo, you been in a Yasa University.
Yakin Rice, Isis.
Iba yang saya sih, ini lah yang. Ayat sayul.
Yo bina yan tayo nila istamlay.
Love is so open that the door. Love to them, right on my bed. No love, my
Yeah, one perfect love. Once again, my family, you are in tune to Radio Anu, the international flavor. This is the universal spice. Of course, you are listening to the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge, priestisaacinstitute.com. Got a word from the engineers. Either we are, I think we may be streaming to the YouTube, or we were streaming to the YouTube. But whatever the case is, if we're still with the YouTube family, of course, you know the full Tiger's Nest won't be coming through here this evening. But we have a lot more to cover tonight. So when this YouTube stream, Facebook, wherever we are, cuts off, just press the link below and join us on Radio Anu Live. Hey, I'm talking about a wonderful, wonderful episode of Youth University today. Hi. I mean, were you there? Beautiful stuff. Remember, it's every 4 p.m. Monday. Every Monday, 4 p.m. Every Monday, 4 p.m. Bring the youths and come. Bring the youths and come. Honorable Princess Akesha Menin and Honorable Prince Ala Masaya. Yeah. Oh, give thanks for the Ethiopian elders, you know. And of course, give thanks, remember, of course, we touched upon the Elder Initiative. And of course, as I said, very, very, very soon we'll be coming again with that, more constructed and ready for your participation. Anyway, we'll speak of that in its right time. Once again, yes, I got the word. Definitely, we should be still streaming throughout different platforms. But of course, this is an exclusive radio annual programming. So when your platform seals off, just make sure you press the link where it is below or in the whatever link, the chat, whatever's going on, and you definitely be able to come through with us. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful stuff. All right. Now, let me see. Where should I begin? Should we go to that democracy now? Revelation 17 says here, wow. And there came one of the 7 angels, which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither. I wonder what he wants. Come hither, I will show thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Let me read some more. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Remember what I said at the beginning of the program. And that's the introduction. Is now the program starting. Remember, if we seal up on your platform, join us on Radio Anu. Certain things we can't go too far in them platforms here. Don't tell me nothing. Been there, done that. No, you don't know. I know what I talking about. You could yap all you want. So at a certain time, we gotta have to, engineers that hear me, we gotta have to seal up all them other platforms because we're going in. Give thanks. As I said at the beginning of the program, horns were coming up. Horns, horns, Capricorn. And it's one horn. Aries, the ram, with its horns, and Taurus, the bull, with its horns. But hear this, again, return to the YouTube video or any sky chart map, mobile map, and punch in the date and time when it was announced of her demise. Yeah. And as I said, it was the horns that were coming up specifically. The horn of Capricorn is a long horn. But Saturn was resting right on the horn. Hold on, man. Aries, the ram, you don't have to wonder about the horn, and Uranus was in Aries. Taurus now. Taurus could not be really seen. Taurus was still under the horizon, but its horn, the tip, just the tip of his horn was sticking out. And that's 7 beautiful stars known as the 7 sisters, Pleiades, the 7 sisters, the 7 sisters. Just check the numbers, the fashion and the article of the horns, the horns. And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads, 10 horns, horns and 7 sisters, horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, decked with gold and precious stone and pearls, and where did she get them from? How many mines in South Africa did her grandpappy have to rob for her to wear them gold? And them pearls are getting the signal. We looking to seal off on the various platforms. Make sure you press the link wherever you are, right? So you could join us on radio. And yeah, where did she get them things from? What we're going to do, we're going to go over before, we're going to come forward to that. We have a beautiful session tonight. We're going to come forward to that. We're going to go straight over to the Democracy Now! Presentation and let us soak in some of the historical knowledge that we should all know. And then we will return to this Revelation 17 and see exactly what is taking place.
As the world marks the death of Queen Elizabeth II, we begin today's show looking at how she had many subjects throughout the former British Empire, and not all are mourning her death equally. Buckingham Palace has announced the state funeral for Queen Elizabeth II will take place at Westminster Abbey on September 19th. The Queen's body will lie in state at the Houses of Parliament beginning on Wednesday. On Friday, King Charles III gave his first public remarks since assuming the throne following the death of his mother.
In taking up these responsibilities, I shall strive to follow the inspiring example I have been set in upholding constitutional government and to seek the peace, harmony and prosperity of the peoples of these islands and of the Commonwealth realms and territories throughout the world.
Over the weekend, at least 2 people were arrested in Britain for publicly criticizing the monarchy. The activist Simon Hill said he was arrested in Oxford after yelling out, quote, "Who elected him?" during a ceremony honoring King Charles III. For more on British colonial violence and its legacy, we're joined by 2 guests. Caroline Elkins is professor of African and African American history at Harvard University. Her most recent book is titled Legacy of Violence, A History of the British Empire. She was awarded the 2006 Pulitzer Prize for General Nonfiction for her first book, Imperial Reckoning, The Untold Story of Britain's Gulag in Kenya. Her research into Britain's brutal suppression of the Mau Mau movement in Kenya in the 50s resulted in a court case and helped lead to the awarding of reparations to more than 5,200 surviving Kenyans who were subjected to systematic torture and abuse under British rule. Also with us, Mukamawa Ngugi, Associate Professor of Literatures in English at Cornell University. His most recent book is titled Unbury Our Dead with Song. He's the co-founder of the Suffolk Cornell Kiswahili Prize for African Writing. In 2020, he was part of the initiative at Cornell to change the department's name from Department of English to Literatures in English. He's the son of the world-renowned Kenyan author Ngugi wa Thiong'o. After Queen Elizabeth died, our guest wrote, My uncle was deaf. He was asked by British soldiers to stop. Of course, he did not hear them. They shot him dead. My other uncle was in the Mau Mau. My grandmother hid bullets for him. Colonialism happened to real people. It's absolute madness to expect us to mourn the Queen. Professor Mukamau Ngugi and Caroline Elkins, we welcome you both to Democracy Now! Professor Ngugi, let's begin with you. Your response to the death of the Queen, the monarch who reigned for 70 years, and what she meant for Africa, and specifically your country, Kenya.
Yeah, so what I've been thinking about over the last few days is how my family got affected, right? Got affected by British colonialism, right? And so, yeah, in my tweet I mentioned about my uncle, who was deaf. He couldn't hear the soldiers, the British soldiers, so they shot him. And also my other uncle, who was in the Mau Mau, in the Kenya Land and Freedom Army. But what's become interesting to me now is the intimacy of colonialism, right? Because I was talking with my father the other day, and he told me this story about how we also had a home guard, a loyalist in our family, right? His brother, one of his brothers was a loyalist, the other one was in the Mau Mau. And how at some point, they went to my grandmother's place at the same time, and they both ran away, right? In my own case, my name Mukoma, I'm named after a chief who was called Mukoma, of course, yeah, who was forced off land in this really beautiful place called Tigoni. And him and his people then were forced off the land and taken to a very, very arid area, right? So what I think what I want people to think about is that